Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Dropping Into Happiness. We are your hosts. I am Rachel.
And I'm Maggie.
Yay, she's back, guys.
She's back
and better than ever. Bam.
Bam, boom, pow.
Refreshed and ready to go. She kicked that sickness's butt and she's back to normal. Okay.
Yes, and thanks to Yadira for covering for me while I was away. And I'm bummed I missed that topic because it's a good one to address. But I know Rachel spoke on my behalf. She knows me so well. So
yes. Yeah, I know. Because like I said, we've talked about a lot of these things. And so, yeah, I remember you saying some of those things. I listen.
Yeah. Rachel's like, I'm a good friend.
I listen. I totally listen. Oh my gosh.
Speaking of good friend, I just want to brag because Rachel sent me a very beautiful birthday present. So for those of you watching on YouTube, look at this amazing cup. It has my name on it. So if you're not watching, it's a beautiful glittery tall tumbler cup and it says Dropping Into Happiness with our logo and my name. And then she sent me a bunch of our little decals, which I love, stickers. So these are on the shop, y'all, if you want to check them out. But I'm going to start giving them out to everybody that I know.
I know those ones, the holographic ones are kind of like a specialty. So the ones that are on the shop aren't holographic. So if I know, I kind of thought about maybe doing something on Instagram so we can give like just some of the specialty holographic ones out. Maybe.
Yeah,
I thought that could be kind of fun. Yeah.
Very cool.
I know.
Y'all get you some stickers.
Yeah, these cups were custom. Like I have these custom made for us. I will put the link in our show notes about who I ordered them from, and I think I'm going to do a little reel on Instagram too, and tag this person because she's a local person here, and I just love that. I mean, I support the hustle. I really do. People who have side gigs who are doing these things because they just truly love it and have such a good time doing it, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So I'm glad we can support some local small business. But we have, Maggie has an announcement for you guys. So let's hear it, Mags.
Yeah. So I am so excited because everything is official. If you haven't heard already, I'll be participating in the Walt Disney World Marathon Weekend for 2023. It'll actually be the 5-year anniversary from my very first ever marathon.
Oh.
And I'll be kicking it up a notch this year by participating in what they call the Dopey Challenge. So what that means is I'll do a 5K on Thursday, a 10K on Friday, half marathon on Saturday, and then the full marathon on Sunday for a total of 48.6 miles.
Oh my gosh.
And I told myself that I really only wanted to do Dopey if I was doing it for charity. And so I'm raising money for the Boys and Girls Club of Central Florida. And you can read more about that particular mission in the link that Rachel will include in the show notes. We're also going to add the link to donate in our link tree on the Dropping Into Happiness podcast. It's also in the link tree of my account, Maggie Tracks Magic. So I'm trying.
Instagram.
Yep. Yeah, and I'm trying to raise a minimum of $900, which I really feel like I could blow that out of the water. We're already at almost $300 raised.
Oh, yeah.
And I have until December 15th, but I would like to get ahead of it if I can, and then I can just keep adding on as the months go. So I'm going to announce things on my Instagram. I'll be doing raffles, like all kinds of stuff, but really every little bit adds up. You know, I was thinking there's over 16,000 people that follow me on Instagram. There's over 700, almost 700 people on.
Yeah, we have over 700. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking it'll be time for a 1,000 follower giveaway before we know it.
I know.
But you know, even if each person listening out there donated $1, I mean that could add up pretty quickly. So I really appreciate y'all considering supporting my endeavor, and I'll keep y'all posted here in the podcast on how that's going.
I know, because we got some time. Yeah, like you said, we got some time. We'll post, periodically on our Instagram, like Maggie says, if you want to follow her on her Instagram and follow her journey. Because when you do your runs, don't you post a link so people can follow you throughout your run? Haven't you done that in the past?
Oh yeah, for the actual race day, there'll be a link where y'all can sign up to get notifications when I've reached like 5 miles,
That
10
is so
miles,
cool.
and I really am looking forward to it. So we actually started training last week, and I got sick. So this is second week, and yeah, it'll be the next 6 months. I'll be in the mindset of this extraordinary challenge. So I'm excited. I also think, like, what are you actually doing? Because a marathon is already hard enough, and then I'm going to be running it after having ran like 22 miles leading up to it. So
I feel like a 5K and a 10K are like weekend endeavors for you. Like you are such a, like, you're so good at it. Like I think the half and the full are what's going to be the biggest, but I'm trying to think of it too as like, oh, warm up. You're going to have a couple warm up days to get your muscles into it. And then we're going to hit it full steam.
They said the hardest, a lot of people that have done it said the hardest part is just waking up early the 4 days in a row, because you have to get on the buses at like 3 a.m. It's crazy. So
how do they expect you guys to get a full night's sleep and then be like, okay, get up at 3 and then let's go run a whole bunch? Like, come on.
And I know it would think we pay to do it, so you know, like
we're asking for it.
It's not cheap, but I'm really excited. I think it'll be a fun way to celebrate my running journey and
absolutely
and raise some money for a great cause. So
I mean, it's just honestly, I feel like it's going to be a journey for all of us, like for us to follow along with you and to participate with you. It's going to be so fun. And like, I 100% believe by the end of this, we're going to have at least one listener go, all right, because of Maggie, I started running. Like I kid you not. I feel like that's going to happen. I feel like you will inspire a new runner, even if it's just one new runner in the world. I feel like it's going to happen.
I'll take it. Yes.
Runners of the world unite. Woo. I know. And like I said with Yadira last week, Yadira is a runner now with her journey. She started running. And I literally thought to myself the other day, because I feel like I keep thinking, if I get really far from my house, what if I get really tired? What if my leg starts to hurt? So I was like, why don't I just run around the block? Like I could go around the block as many times as I need to. So I actually thought about that. I'm going to start doing that with my couch to 5K. Instead of just going distance, I'm going to go in circles. Like, so should I get a cramp? Should I be like, I can't do this anymore. I just need to take a break. I make right here by my house.
Yeah. I think that's
smart. I'm going to start that way. Mm-hmm.
Because it's hilarious. So for those that don't know, I live in North Florida, and the same town where my partner's grandma lives, and I call her Mama Joe, and she has a neighborhood with, you know, many different roads, and I actually started my running journey running in her neighborhood. And at this point, I've ran countless miles in that neighborhood. I mean, I have the entire neighborhood memorized. I know what a 2-mile loop is, 3-mile loop is, 4, 6, like, and I use her mailbox for waters. I'll put waters in her mailbox, and I'll know, like, okay, I can come back in 3 miles and fill up my water bottle, and I know I have a bathroom. Cute. And like,
yes, that too.
Yeah, like it's relatively flat and there's shade. So I mean, I do think utilizing that, like if you have neighborhoods or like homes where you can just pop some things in the mailbox, like it can make a world of difference. Especially
that is a really good idea.
Really long
I like
runs.
that. That's a great idea, because I think I feel very intimidated by the idea of running longer distance. But then, like, I don't know why I had that like epiphany the other day. Well, then why do I not go a distance?
It's like this week's topic in workshops. We're talking about adjusting our approach.
Absolutely.
Good example of that.
Well, okay. So speaking of topics though, so our topic this week is another listener request. So I feel terrible. I don't think I wrote down who the listener was. It was somebody who reached out to you though, right, Maggie?
Right. It was someone that reached out, I believe, no, it was in workshop. It was Naomi. If you're listening to it, this was Naomi. And she said, for your podcast, I think you should talk about rewards for your journey that are not food related. So Rachel and I were kind of discussing right before we went on the air about the flow of our conversation. And I think we're going to address, why is it that we've felt the need to reward ourselves with food? What is the benefit of rewarding ourselves? And then what could we do differently that is not food related? So I think it'll be a fun little topic to cover.
I think so too, because honestly, like I was just telling you too earlier, there's a newer member within my WW world, And actually, a lot of newer members that I meet in general, actually, it's funny when I love to hear them go, oh, I'm going to do this and this is my goal. And every time I ask them, like, well, how are we going to celebrate? They're like, what?
Yeah.
They feel like just accomplishing it is the celebration. And no, not me, man. I want to celebrate. Because so like we said, though, we're going to start kind of how we used to celebrate, right? Like kind of where this all came from. What was a default celebration for us? Because I know when I was younger, and I feel like a lot of people had this, like, oh, you got an A+, let's go get an ice cream. Oh, you won the game, let's go get pizza. And it's no one person in particular. I feel like just our world in general, that's how we tend to visualize celebration, is around food. And that probably goes back much further.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
think it's a big part of our
in town,
culture.
let's eat.
Yeah, it's just a cultural thing to associate food with celebration or with other emotions. You know, even like if you think about even a funeral. I mean, there's always an after gathering with food, or people when you're going through a tragedy, people bring you food. It's like
I was just going to say that. I have a member whose husband had surgery, and she said, I cannot tell you the amount of food that has been brought to my house. And she was like, I don't know what to do with all of it, but like that's how people are showing their love and showing their support is through food. So it's super, super ingrained in us. However, when you are on a weight loss journey and you're trying to avoid that kind of celebration, how do we go about it? So first of all, I want to say to everyone out there who feels the need to celebrate with food, you are not alone.
Right.
This does not mean that there's something wrong with you, because no. This is a totally human action. We all do this. So flipping that script though on how can we still celebrate with something different? But like you were saying, Maggie, that celebration is still necessary, right? Like, I was bringing that to the forefront.
I was looking it up because, you know, if you're a WW member, you know, like in our workshops, we always tie things into science, and we talk about the 3 fast facts. And we know by using our app, there's so many different ways that we can reward ourselves. And so knowing that WW is a program that's rooted in science, okay, it's like, well, what's the science behind a reward? And so I just Googled, like before we popped on the workshop, I was like, why is it helpful to reward yourself, right?
Yeah.
And it says, why? By rewarding yourself in the moment, your brain elicits positive emotions, leading to the realization that your efforts result in a positive reward. By doing this continuously, which I think Rachel's going to touch on a bit, your brain will start to link pleasure to accomplishing the task or objective and move towards it in the future. So it's going to help reinforce building that 100%. As a habit, right? Accomplishing that objective, because your brain's like, ooh, yay, this feels good.
Yes. Well, like I said, like I had a member a couple months ago, I want to say, and it was on a Friday night workshop, actually with Yadira, who was our guest host last week. And I had a member private message me, and she was like, you know what? I was trying to quit, and the lady on the phone convinced me to do another 30 days. I don't know what's going to be different about this. So her and I talked a little bit, and then she was telling me about her goals for that week. And I said, okay, now once you hit those, how are you going to celebrate? And she was like, I'm sorry, what? I was like, at the end of this 7 days, if you hit this goal that you were shooting for, how are you going to celebrate? And she was like, I don't know. I'd never really thought about it. So she thought about it during the workshop, and by the end, she goes, okay, I figured it out. I'm going to buy myself these pencils that I've been looking at. I'm very artistic, and I'd like to get back into being artistic. And there's these art pencils that I had my eyes set on. So I'm going to, should and when I hit this goal, I'm going to buy these pencils. Cool. I was like, I want to hear from you next week. The very next Friday comes around, and she hops on, and she immediately messages me, and she's like, yes, I got my pencils. Which means that she succeeded this goal. And she was like, she had never thought about it though. Like, why would I celebrate just 1 week? Why would I celebrate this minuscule goal? She didn't really understand that concept. Guys, this was months ago, and I still see her, and she is crushing it. She took those pencils and she drew a sunflower, and in each petal wrote out why she was worth it. And that's next to her bed now. I mean, the amount that just kept growing, and that support and that mindset and idea of celebrating all the victories, all the scale victories, the non-scale victories. These are good things to do, because now her mindset has completely shifted within a 30-day time frame. She was done. She was going to wipe her hands of it, and she's a completely different outlook on it now. And that was so beautiful to me. I love to be able to see that firsthand shift in someone's mindset. Yeah, I loved it.
I think we've talked a lot in podcasts about setting STAR goals and making them extremely doable. And I think the next step is, once you do accomplish it, to acknowledge it. I think we're always in the go-getter mentality of what's next, next benchmark, next milestone. But you have to take a moment to pause and acknowledge the fact that, hey, you did that thing that you set out to do. Doesn't that feel good to stick to your intentions? Because you're reinforcing that in your brain to then continue forward. And I was trying to think of things that we could do that don't necessarily cost any money, because it's very easy to talk about rewards and, oh, go buy this, go treat yourself to that, get this. And I'm all for that if it's things within the budget. But like, even just having a little dance party for yourself and saying like, I did it. Like, I got my 3rd workout in this week, woo woo, and saying it out loud, like actually acknowledging, like, you did that, Maggie. Like, you said you were going to get your 3 training runs in this week, and you did it. And I remember shout out to my mom, if you're listening. I remember, like, she would talk about how, okay, you cleaned your room. Well, I expect that of you, right? And it's true. Like, I think we expect ourselves, like, oh, I tracked my food. It's like, well, I expect that of myself because I know that that's what's going to make me successful. But I think there is a lot of power in celebrating even what we think is our expectation or something we think we should be doing anyway, because it just reinforces. Like, I think about, like, Bristol, my pup, which she's over 2.5 now. But I think about potty training her and taking her out. It was like, yes, every time she did what she was supposed to do, it was like a big celebration. Yes, girl, way to go. Yay, good girl. And she gets all happy, and we have a love session. And then every time she goes outside, we have a party. Even now, 2.5 years later, I'm still celebrating her because she's still meeting the expectation. And that's the kind of behavior we need on ourselves. You tracked your food. Let's go. Like, have that party, because it's just going to reinforce. So I think even the reward of acknowledging that you did that and taking a moment, that's a reward in of itself. Don't just let it pass you by, because then you won't really see the full value of it. You're always going to be just worrying about the next thing.
Well, and one of the things that you had said about WW being really big in acknowledging, big in the rewards. Like, if you are not in WW, we have this thing called wellness wins, and you earn points for tracking food, for getting an activity, for getting your sleep in, and you literally bank that like WW money. And then there's like a whole store that you go to, and the things that I have earned with my wellness wins, like I have a necklace and some earrings and like my lunch pail that says feed your soul, which I love that. I love those things a little bit more because I'm like, I earned it. That was a celebration. That was something I earned. And I don't know, I feel really different about those things than I do about some of my other things.
And you get them shipped free to your house. You don't have to pay anything.
Oh, I know.
And I think even acknowledging that balance, like, because I'm someone that hoards my wellness wins, but even like going in and looking like, oh, wow, like total wins earned 13,620. Like, think about all the different ways that I showed up for myself through my tracking. And then there's also, again, this is a little bit more WW app focused, but we'll get into some other things in just a moment. But the challenges, those little badges that you can get, like,
those
7 Day
badges.
Strong top tracker, like, it's so fun. And you can see how many other people are participating in it, so it feels like a community thing, and it just feels like a little sticker. The little streaks, like if you track your breakfast 3 days in a row, like you get a little extra boost in wellness wins. It's just so fun.
And I know WW is not the only company that does that, because like I was telling you guys a few episodes ago, I went Fitbit recently, and I genuinely do love when I hit my step goal and it's like burr, 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 and it like has a little like celebration on your watch. I will stop and show my husband, like, I did it. Look, see that? I mean, Apple Watches do that too when you hit like the 3 rings, but I'm like, look at, did you see what I did? Just the acknowledgement and like saying it out loud, like, yes. And the other day, I think I even put on my Instagram, I didn't even realize I had hit my step goal every single day in 1 week. So do you know what I did? I took a screenshot of it and I told people, and I basically shouted out and I gave myself a pat on the back for it, because we need to do that. There's no shame in our game. If you did something that you accomplished and you are proud of, you should be 100% allowed to say that out loud and to celebrate it and let others celebrate with you.
And, you know, I've told you all about my Whoop and how I've been tracking my sleep and paying more attention to that. So like, I'll even celebrate when I take a nap now, because it'll tell me your nap took off the need that you have for bedtime because you know, took that time to recover. And it's like, wow, even a nap is something like that's an investment in myself and something to celebrate. So I think a big thing is like acknowledging those little wins, saying them out loud. But then there's, you know, some fun things that you can treat yourself to that are not like crazy financial commitments. Like, you know, I know Rachel loves her planners and like stickers.
Yes. Yep.
Stickers you can get at the dollar store. You can get at Five Below.
Yep.
We've talked about that on podcasts. You can get so many different places, just little stickers. Treat yourself to a little notepad or a new little journal, pens, pencils, like you were saying.
I've had a member say like they have just a little paper calendar, you know, I think in their kitchen or their desk or whatever. And every day that they hit their goal for that day, whether it be how much food they want to consume, whether it be their activity, they will give themselves that gold star. I mean, don't you remember when you were in like elementary school and you'd get those little gold stars and just to see those add up on a calendar? That felt good. Like even that, because that's that recognition and that's that little celebration. And visualization too, like of your successes, of your wins, of these amazing things you've accomplished. I have a few members that like to do that, like to do their little gold stars. I love
and
that
then again,
idea.
it doesn't cost much money at all. And then, you know, things like treating yourself to a new water bottle or a new pair of workout shoes or leggings, a new sports bra.
Go dig around at Old Navy in their clearance section. Oh, one of my favorite pair. I know this is, I don't know why I'm so excited. One of my absolute favorite pair of workout pants I got at Sam's Club for $9. I mean, they do not have to be 66. I think Fabletics and all those companies are amazing and glorious, but I'm like, I'm more of the $10 leggings kind of girl. And I love them, and I can rotate more when I get those, but like that's a lot more achievable for me. Like, should I want that to be like I can swing $10
or like some
as
fun
a reward,
socks, you know? Or even like if you're on the go constantly but you love a bath, like, okay, I hit my 3 workouts this week. I'm going to take a bath and I'm going to read my book in the bath or watch my show, you know, or even like using your shows as a reward incentive. Like, okay, I tracked all my breakfast this week. I'm going to sit down and watch my, you know, one episode of one of my favorite shows. Like just thinking strategically about those things that you would probably already do anyway, but saying like, I'm doing this because I took the time to accomplish XYZ. And I think for me, I guess I could save that for my star goal. I don't want to give it away. So actually I'm going to wait, but I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I think they're just, a new nail polish. If you like to paint your nails, or a new headband or new, like hair clips.
I had my honey bear band on in workshop the other day, and I had like 2 people go, "That is so cute. Where'd you get that headband?" I'm like, honey bear band.
Like little hair clips, like cost like $5. You know, like just little extra incentives. I think can be so special. And then every time you look at that, you know, like, oh wow, I did something really great.
Well, okay, I'll go over some of my favorite things that I have awarded myself at my celebrations. Some of them have been a little bit larger, but I mean, not large to me is like $25. But when I hit my 1 year of maintenance, like that was a big deal for me. And of course I celebrated a lot in between there, like you said, with these little things, like with my stickers. But when I hit my 1 year of maintenance, and I was going to wear it too, and I forgot, I have this necklace that I bought for myself, and it has a little honeycomb with a little bee on it, because I think bees are extremely hard workers. And that was what I wanted to visualize as all of the hard work I put in and all the hard work that is still to come, that I'm still going to invest in myself. And every time I wear that, I can just, I have that sense of that. And I feel that, like I said, I think I got it for $25 on Amazon, but it means something to me. But like some of the smaller ones, like I said, I love to get like those $10 leggings, books. I love me a good self-help book. I just had somebody else say a really good one in workshop the other day. I wrote it down. It's on my notes. But like, yeah, cause we've talked about The Shift and Atomic Habits but I love to find like just a good book. Like the book, cause I do virtual books too, but like a paper book, you know what I mean? Getting away from those, cause that's even something else too. Like in the evening, you've done all of your stuff and like that rest at the end of the day to just lay down with a book after, taking a shower and putting on your smelly lotion and then just laying down with that book just feels so good. So yeah, I like stickers. I like books. I like leggings. I did for my birthday, I did buy myself some new shoes. I think I told you guys about my new running shoes that I love, my new Under Armour shoes. And it was funny. I said that in a workshop and people were like, what'd you get for your birthday? I was like, I got new running shoes. And they were like, that's like going to celebrate with a salad. And I was like, no.
Why are they trying to kill your joy?
I know. I was like, no, and every time I put them on, I promise you, I'm like, oh, I really do. But that was a bigger one too. You know what I mean? That was kind of a yearly thing, but I do 100% believe in celebrating and acknowledging every single day. I feel like there's something to celebrate. And I say that all of the time, even if I didn't eat very well, even if I didn't get in my activity, did I have all of my water? Did I sleep really well? Was I still very mindful of the day? Those are all things to celebrate. Even I have some people who have a journal and like you say, with that acknowledgement, just writing it down at the end of the day, like that 3 good things technique, like 3 things that I'm proud of myself that I did today. Visualize it, put it out. So yeah, those are kind of my favorite things.
So hopefully we gave y'all something to think about, gave you some ideas. And of course, if you have ideas for ways to reward yourself that are not related to food, feel free to share that with us on Instagram. But I know, Rachel, like we've mentioned before, we're busy people. So I feel like it might be time to go ahead and wrap things up. So Rachel, do you want to do a star goal and recommendation?
Okay, star goal for this week. Like I said, I had that epiphany of I could totally start running around my block. So I have started my Couch to 5K more than once. However, I'm going to start it again. And I think I want to start it again this weekend. I'm going to do it just by running around my block. So should I get tired? Should I get a cramp? Because I have kind of weird feet. I can still be nearby, but still feel like I could put a lot of effort in. So I'm going to start that this weekend. Maybe I'll even do a little video or something to show you guys. I legit am outside and I'm doing this. So star goal, start my Couch to 5K. And just one day. Like I'm not even going to commit to, 3, 4, 5, just one day. One day this week, I'm going to do it. And then my recommendation, I honestly think I'm going to recommend stickers. You can put stickers. I mean, me and Maggie both have the WW big turquoise water bottle. I have stickers all over that. They could be inspirational stickers. Y'all can even make your own stickers. If you go to Sticker Mule, a lot of times, like I think right now they have like 10 stickers for $1 and you can design it, have and say whatever you want. Yadira, who was on last week, Yadira is a big believer in making her own stickers. If it's a saying she loves, if it's words of wisdom that she likes, she will turn that into a sticker for herself. So I think stickers are a really, really fun way to express and to celebrate and to show your accomplishments. So stickers.
So my star goal is actually, it's been a while since I've thought about rewarding myself and being intentional. And I saw this posted on social media, and I'll make sure that we get it up on Instagram the week that this episode goes up. For those watching on YouTube, it says a weight loss tracker, and you can put your goal weight, and then it has a column for rewards for 5 pound, 10 pound, 15, and etc., all the way up to 30. And then they have little squares where you could put, if you printed this out, you could put a little sticker, or you could color them in, or do all kinds of things for each of the pounds. So I thought that this would be really fun for me to just take some time to think about that, because that's about how far I have to go until goal. So that is my star goal, is to fill this out and to complete it and start working towards it. And then my recommendation, just as another treat yourself thing, and also for those of us that are active outside and it's really hot, I like to recommend this brand of sunglasses. It's called Goodr. Goodr. These are the only glasses that I can wear while running outside that do not slip off my face. They're sweat proof, and they're very durable, and they're very affordable, like $20 to $30 a pair. And they have lots of fun styles and cute colors. So I just
Do you get them in a
can
store
get
or
them
you order them
at
online?
like places like Fleet Feet or like running stores might have them.
Really?
But online is also the best selection. Their website. So yeah, they're
Goodr.
very, very
I like
cute.
that.
And then also just a snack recommendation, because I've been loving these Chomps Sticks. They are, for the beef, they're 3 points. For the turkey, they're 2. They're really big. I already ate this one, so you can't see it, but they're very a great size and just like a nice grab and go snack. Y'all know we talked about snacks and things for like traveling and, you know, things you could throw in your bag. So just wanted to recommend those. So yeah.
Awesome.
All right. You want me to share
the
quote for the day?
Yes. So
all
let's
right,
wrap
this
up with
is
our
Maya
quote.
Angelou. I learned a long time ago the wisest thing I can do is be on my own side.
Be your biggest cheerleader. 100%. Even Maya Angelou says so. All right, guys. Well, it is time to say it. So thanks
and
for
have
dropping
a magical
by.
day, Sundrops. Bye.
Yay! Bye.